The controversy of abortion rights is far from over in Congress, following the recent, of course, Supreme Court ruling overturning Roe versus Wade.
Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp now joining us live from the U.S. Capitol with much more. Rachel.
Well, Mike and Eva, it looks like the House is going to look at two abortion bills. The first would be to codify Roe into law, and the second would protect people crossing over state lines to get an abortion. Now, the House has already passed the Women's Health Protection Act back in September, which would codify Roe into law, but Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says they will pass it again. Now, when the House first took up that bill last time around, our local congressional members, including Congressman Fred Keller, Mike Kelly, and Glenn Thompson, all voted no on this legislation. Congressman Keller told us in a statement today that he will vote against any legislation that would codify Roe v. Wade into law or any action that puts unborn babies at risk. He also adds that this attempt by Speaker Pelosi is just for political purposes. Congressman Mike Kelly couldn't speak with us today on this, but in an op-ed published today in Newsweek, he says in part, Roe was both a legal and moral abomination from the beginning. Now, after Roe was overturned, some states are tossing around the idea of making it a crime for a woman to travel across state lines to get an abortion in a state that still allows it. So in response to that, Democratic lawmakers wrote legislation that would protect people's rights to travel across state lines to do so, adding that it's a constitutional right for Americans to travel freely and voluntarily in the U.S., including traveling for health care. Now, even if the House passes both of these bills, it's unlikely that the Senate will. Again, the Senate is split 50-50, and they need around 60 votes to move forward with legislation, but with these bills, it's unlikely that will happen.